Question number 3, Paul Goldsmith.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance and asks, what progress is the government making in building a stronger economy that will support more jobs and higher incomes following the domestic recession which started in early 2008, well before the global financial crisis?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, the government is making good progress in rebuilding the economy after the recession began in 2008, before the global financial crisis, because back then unemployment started to rise and the government faced a decade of deficits as a result of the stewardship of the last government. The Treasury this week published its monthly economic indicators for August, which confirmed a number of positive trends in the economy. Households and businesses are becoming increasingly optimistic, and consumers in particular beginning to spend more as their confidence lifts. And of course today we had the ratings from the World Competitiveness Index, which indicate that New Zealand is beginning the long crawl back from the damage done by the previous government, who reduced our competitiveness.
Supplementary question, Paul Goldsmith.
Supplementary to the Minister. What did the Treasury's latest monthly economic indicators say about the outlook for the labour market?
Honourable Bill English. Mr. Speaker, Treasury noted there is a modest strengthening of the labour market in the June quarter. It noted that the Household Labour Force survey confirmed the number of people employed rose by 8,000. This was a particularly positive outcome following the large increase in the number of people employed in the March quarter. That means that over the past 6 months, an extra 46,000 New Zealanders have been employed. Treasury noticed that the quarterly employment survey showed a similar strengthening in the number of filled jobs. Of course, it hasn't grown as fast as we would like, but 46,000 jobs in 6 months is a pretty solid effort, and we hope that the economy will build on that in the next 6 months.
Supplementary question, Paul Goldsmith.
To the Minister, in the light of the improving labour market, what do the latest indicators say about wage growth?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, total weekly gross earnings grew by 1.2% in the June quarter, according to the QES. This took annual growth in weekly gross earnings to 3.8%. This is relatively subdued nominal wage growth. However, with annual inflation at only 0.7%, real annual wage growth is similar to the rate in the mid-2000s. That is, real incomes are about 3.1% higher over the year. That is above the level of inflation. This wage growth and low inflation will continue to boost Kiwi family incomes. Of course, we'd like to see more of it, and the Competitiveness Index results today indicate there is the possibility, the probability of better increases in incomes in the future because we are becoming more competitive.
Supplementary question, Paul Goldsmith.
To the Minister, what progress is being made in rebuilding Christchurch after the devastating earthquakes, and what contribution is this making to economic growth?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, today does mark the 3rd anniversary of the first large earthquake. We want to acknowledge the courage and resilience shown by the people of Christchurch and communities across Canterbury. They are making very good progress in what are still difficult circumstances in the challenging task of rebuilding their lives and their communities. The government continues to back the rebuild and boosted its commitment in the May budget from $13 billion to $15 billion. We're also working hard to progress anchor projects in the Christchurch CBD, with the first section of the Avon River precinct opened recently. Of course, there are still issues that are frustrating both homeowners and commercial building owners related to the complexity of insurance arrangements in Christchurch. The extra activity is reflecting in economic statistics. The Canterbury economy grew 6.6% in the last 12 months, well ahead of other regions.
Question number 4, Phil Twyford.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is for the Minister of Housing.